Hi everyone, just have your quick coronavirus update for ICU for March 25th. A couple of things. There have been some issues with the coronavirus swabs going down to lab. I don't think it's anything that happened in ICU. However, I just wanted to let everyone know, please make sure that when you're getting a sample that you do go deep into each nair, and then we make sure that the lid is screwed on very securely, because some samples have been apparently getting kind of sent back because they've opened up. And then also, as soon as the test is ordered, please try to collect it and get it to the lab, and that way they can get it on their courier with their next run. You don't have to wait until the morning or anything like that. So as soon as the test is ordered, go ahead and collect it. We're not really in a place where we can say, now if you get it by this time, you'll have the results back by this time. They're just kind of doing the best that they can. But getting it to the lab as soon as possible is the best way to ensure that it gets on the next courier run. There is a change, a temporary change to our advanced directives related policies. And that is that if with regards to advanced directives, living will, power of attorney, that kind of thing, normally we do not allow a Methodist employee to be a witness for that, but because of the lack of being able to bring in visitors, family members, anyone else, we are making a temporary change. So for advanced directives, living wills, medical power of attorney, out of hospital DNR, and witnessing of wills, our Methodist employees can now be a witness. All you're doing is you're witnessing signatures on these forms, but I did want to just let you know that we are relaxing that policy during the time that we have restrictions on visitation. There's no change in the way we carry out advanced directives. It's only just the witnessing of advanced directives. If you're working on leveling, that's great. It's coming up pretty soon, but I did want to let you know you can leave your leveling binders with me. Just ask the charge nurse to put them in my office, or give them to me directly, and I can bring them to Laura Sweat. You can also leave them with Juanita. She sent out an email about them. So there's that. Since we have gone to no visitors, we do have some restrictions. There's two restrictions that we have to be aware of here. One is end of life, and nobody is going to be able to know this, but if you have any questions, you can kind of confer with the provider about this. But if we think that somebody has a strong likelihood to pass within the next 24 hours, that's when we want to bring in their support person. They're going to be allowed to have one support person, and we can let them know to come in for that. And then the other time that you can have one support person is if it is somebody with a special needs kind of situation. Now, this is not just an elderly person with dementia, anything. This is more to do with those patients, like for instance, a patient who is maybe an MHMR patient, or somebody who requires maybe a parent who knows their routine. That's what we're looking for. We're not looking for somebody who just is, has dementia, anything like that. If you have any questions and you want to approve that support person for one of these types of patients, please let me know and we can get approval for that. They'll be allowed to have one support person. Again, this is really for those patients more so who, by having their one support person there who knows the routine and cares for them on a daily basis, we are going to improve the quality of their care. That's what we're looking for. The visitor screeners, I'm going to put their phone number up in the cubbies right after this. We do need to notify them if we have any of those exceptions, so that when they arrive, they're not turned away. However, if you are notifying a family, let's say for instance that somebody is going to be end of life and you're allowing that one support person to come in, I would recommend that when we tell the family that we also let them know you are going to be stopped at the door by a screener. They may tell you that you are not going to be allowed into the hospital as a visitor. However, please let them know that we have an exception for you because of end of life, something like that, so that they're not just automatically turned away. They might feel a little upset if they don't kind of push it and say, well, yes, I understand, but I am actually allowed to come in because of this situation. And then please, whenever we do that, please call the screeners downstairs also to let them know. We have our Crown unit up and running full force. We have some ICU patients down there. Please, I don't have all the details about compensation and everything, but if you would like to volunteer to be floated down to the Crown unit to care for those patients, please let me know and I will identify you. Now, we still are going to sometimes get floated in order of whose turn it is to float, but if we have volunteers, then that will kind of supersede the floating policy. So just if you could let me know. And then finally, one last thing, because we had to move equipment out of CVICU, the EEG equipment is going to be stored in the dialysis unit in their supply room. So if somebody from the EEG team comes over and asks you, please open up the dialysis unit for them so they can get that equipment, because they don't have a badge to open the doors right now. That is all that I have. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, and I'm sure you'll be getting another update tomorrow. Thanks.